Today's show is brought to you by Henderson's Hearth, classic Celtic cooking for today's modern on-the-go schedule. Check them out at hendersonshearth.com and visit them at the Louisiana Renaissance Festival. And now, let's start the show. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Shakespeare's Coffee Break. I am your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare, and I am on my coffee break. Let's start things off with a nice, noisy slurp right now. Oh, and you can hear my guest slurping too. I mean, that's just good internet audio. I don't care who. Oh, my goodness. It's a wonderful show. I hope you had a great weekend. I did. We spent the Saturday watching the entire Lord of the Rings, the extended edition, because that's the only way to watch it. Yes, when Peter Jackson did good things in Middle-earth. Oh, goodness. And then yesterday we did some Zoom parties, and you're wondering, Shakespeare, what's going on? Well, it's because tomorrow is my birthday, and since my birthday is on Thursday, why not do all the fun stuff on the weekend? Take advantage of it. So, since my nieces turn 4 this coming weekend, that's their weekend, and so this one was mine. So it was a wonderful time, and for anybody who joined me, thank you so much for having been there. And then tomorrow's, of course, going to be a really silly time. Today's guest, though, oh my goodness, she was at yesterday's birthday party. It was fun. Yes, and let's bring her in right now. She is amazing, the talented. I've never met her in person because she's a friend because of the Corona time. Yes. This has been a time where we've made new friends too, even with all the struggles that have been going on. And so, let us bring in the amazing, the talented, the wonderful Susan Chicosh of the Ramblin Sailors.
Oh, thank you for the Kermit intro.
Susan, how are you?
I am well. Wait, I have to do Muppet arms because
yes,
because it makes me miss my friends in Texas.
Oh, it does. That's what you do down in Texas? Really?
Queen Anne's Lace. They're we get a little wacky backstage. And Queen Anne's Lace, when we have some of our little breaks together, and they are, if you've ever seen Queen Anne's Lace, they're like living Muppets. They're glorious, glorious singers. They are wonderful, and they're absolutely staples of the Scarborough Renaissance Festival, and I miss them sometimes.
Oh, so I'm going to meet them next year then.
You are going to meet them.
This is exciting for me. This is very exciting. Yeah, fingers crossed, God willing, the creek don't rise, the internet holds out, Dr. Fauci lives to 1,000,000, etc. I will get to see them at Scarborough because 2020 was supposed to be my Scarborough
That's right.
tryout.
You're going to come and see us then.
Yeah, I was going to be doing 2 weekends, and then
what state did you have?
Oh, I don't actually know. I don't remember. I mean, it was probably assigned. I no longer remember because, as far as I'm concerned, yes, tomorrow is my birthday. However, it's still March.
Yes, in many ways, it is. We stopped in March.
Yeah, and also, you want to know what else is the creepy thing?
What?
It's only 3 months until March.
Stop it. And we still, and I feel like in some ways it's going to be, and I didn't think anything could be longer than this year. But, and which is funny because before that, I didn't think that the previous year could have gotten the previous couple of years could have gotten any longer.
Yeah.
And then it got longer. And,
yeah.
And then suddenly we've, this has been a beautiful challenge for all of us because it has gotten us to all sharply hone our waiting skills.
Simultaneously honing the waiting skills, exercising patience, while at the same time saying, I am fed up and I no longer am going to be playing by your rules. And so many of our brethren have just said enough is enough and let's reinvent the paradigm. And that is amazing. And I'm loving it. I am here for it. I want to watch it all burn down, but like from a safe distance
Right,
on
with
YouTube.
popcorn.
With popcorn on
With
YouTube.
popcorn.
Like,
or with a tankard of ale and pretzels with your friends. You know?
Exactly. I want to do it. I want to take all the lessons that the French Revolution taught us in terms of, oh right, you know, when you start tearing it all down, maybe don't burn everything to the ground because people like having houses.
So many things, there was a few things that really we could have stood not to burn. Burn. You know,
maybe
the houses.
maybe don't kill that guy over there because he knows how to do things.
Oh, we really like that fellow. You know, we needed him for a minute.
He was fine.
You know?
Like, yeah, he was a git, but he was okay. Did we need to kill him? Yes, we did. We did.
Well, because we're burning everything down and it's got to go. Still, like everything, you're like, well, all right, you know.
Not that I'm a huge fan of like big capital or anything like that, because I'm not. But I have to say, French Revolution, you need to go back. I know, hot take here, but you need to go back and fix something. Maybe don't kill your Secretary of the Exchequer and everybody that worked for him, because they knew how money worked. And then for about 20 years, France, you didn't.
They didn't know how things worked?
No, it was just like, oh crap, we killed the
technocrat. We have forgotten what money is.
Yeah, it's just like,
we're not going to go back to the barter system. We're just, I forgot everything.
Merde, we killed the technocrats who knew how to do things, okay? All right, what is next? Let's kill the peasants too. Ha ha! It's just like, France, slow your roll.
Stop.
Slow your roll. So
see, that's why France was, you know, so helpful to us. You know, that's why they were getting in our way. We started going off the white wheels. We started going off the rails. And Franks was like, hey, my friend, you are my friend. And so I am going to be honest with you. You are getting to be a bit of a jerk.
Yeah. America at the time was like, oh, let's do things. And France is like, hold my Chardonnay. All right, let us go. and then France had all the crazy for a good 100 years. And then we took the crazy back. And we have not let go.
No. Well, we have been spreading it around a good deal. You know, it's a little viral. It's not the virus going
I see what you did there.
A little viral. Did you see that? Always thinking. So I had a couple of random questions that I put down, but I was thinking about.
Random question? Wait, what is this? You're the guest of the show.
I know. But you know what? I love the interview process. And
all right.
And one of my favorite things is when performers are interviewing performers. I loved, one of my favorite things is there's a magazine that did nothing but that. They had performers and entertainers interviewing other entertainers. You could get Henry Rollins interviewing Jerry Lee Lewis, Tom Waits being interviewed by Elvis Costello. Boy, that was weird. And so I want to ask a question. I want to ask a couple of questions.
Well, before you do, we have to say hello to Greg Chico.
Ahoy, my baby! It's my honey.
Greg, by the way, you're changing the name of this is an inside joke between Susan and I from our interview that will never air because the video got like really bad. I still have the audio though, so I might put that out as a Patreon exclusive or something later. But Greg, the new name of your band is Chico Shock. Think about it.
Oh, he's thought about it.
It's just like, and like you just like knock things over. You just like kick over a snare kit and be like Chico Shock. And just yell it randomly.
Yeah, that's going to be our new like primitive Ren rock band, like Kudu. You know, we're going to call ourselves the Chico Shock. We're going to show up in skins and horns and.
Oh, do it!
Have two stuffed horses on stage who stand there with one foot on either one and scream into the microphone.
We should do that. And Greg, this is live. Yeah. When is now then? Soon. All right. This is now. All right. And Susan, don't worry about losing the top badge. I don't know how those algorithms work. It's fine.
Okay, good.
It's fine. No, other Susan, two Susans. Because the Susan who was also in the Zoom party last night with us.
Hello, Susan. Hi, other Susan.
Yes. Susan, Susan meet Susan. All right, so let's have your first question. All right,
my first question is,
I'm excited.
What is Shakespeare's favorite video game?
Oh, easy. The Untitled Goose Game.
Say what?
The Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled.
I play it on the Nintendo Switch. It's my favorite video game of the moment. It might not be my favorite video game of all time, but it's my favorite video game of the moment.
Current favorite.
And I play it on the Nintendo Switch. I believe it's also a console game. Or rather, like you can play it on your computer.
Right.
But you get to be a goose that menaces an English town. And it is wonderful. You steal crap. You throw it in the lake. You throw the rake in the lake. Hashtag rake in the lake, everyone. And you make a 10-year-old boy cry because he's afraid of the geese. You honk at him, he runs away and cries. So you pull his shoelaces and trip him and steal his glasses. It's wonderful. It's like let's indulge some of our worst impulses, but only like in a very mild way. Like I'm just gonna make these two neighbors yell at each other. That's good. Yeah, it's great.
You know, you're right. You're right. It's kind of awesome because I have met more than one goose who is a freaking punk.
Yeah, and
they're kind of hardcore. Certainly, the ducks that nibbled on my hand when I was trying to feed them as a child have left their mark on me in more than one way.
Yeah. See, it's great, right. And you're causing chaos, but in a really mild kind of English way of like, we're causing chaos, but you know what? We're also going to drink tea. Mm-hmm. And it's so great. And the music for it is outstanding. And
oh my God.
And this like the graphics are very adorable, almost look like something that you would find on an Etsy shop for a drawing. Honestly. Right. Like so the people's faces are very blank, very basic. But the sound effects.
What does a goose know about faces?
There you go. But the sound effects and the music are just gorgeous. Oh, it's just wonderful, and it's so very soothing. And
you're right. That sounds absolutely brilliant. Is it a scroller or is it more like a playground? Like
it's a playground. It's a playground.
A sandbox.
It's a playground, and you have a to-do list that you have to check off. Like, make a picnic, throw the rake in the lake, get the gardener wet, trip the boy, get on TV, break a vase, get a watered or flower, that sort of thing. And it's just like, oh, it's
I'm glad I set aside a piece of paper for the answers to these questions because I must have the name of this again.
Yeah, it's on the Nintendo. You can get it on Nintendo Switch, and I know several other things you can play it on. It is wonderful. And now there's a 2-player variant where Untitled. It's called the Untitled Goose Game. Yeah, which is what they were calling it. You know, like it's just our Untitled Goose Game while we're working on it. And then they said, you know what, we're keeping that as the title. And there's a new update that allows 2 players to play, and you will now have a second goose with a different honk. It is a different pitch of honk. Yes, and you are now both terrorizing, and you team up, and you steal, and like you can carry a water cooler together. It is glorious. I love it.
You know, when I decided I was going to ask what is Shakespeare's favorite video game, I absolutely did not expect that I would get back the video game that would be Shakespeare's favorite video game if Shakespeare existed in now.
Oh yeah, it's just like
Shakespeare would love that video game. The drama.
Oh no, yeah, it's just like I'm injecting chaos. Where's the plot? There is no plot. It's a Shakespeare play. You want plot? Go read Marlowe. I mean, seriously.
Right.
I mean, look at Twelfth Night. Everyone loves Twelfth Night. Twelfth Night makes no bloody sense. There you have it.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right.
Oh, and
you know,
and
Greg take your lumps.
Greg just sent you the link, by the way, Susan. There's the link to go get the game. Steam.
Because it's on Steam. Baby.
Greg, you're a good husband.
You know, he was just dropping hints about Christmas gifts, and I believe that I may have dropped mine.
Best $20 you've ever spent. Best $20 you've ever spent. That's it.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
$20 American dollars. Yes.
That doesn't make it better. All right.
Oh, is that too much? Is that too much for you, or is that too little?
It's not too much to spend on a Christmas gift. You know what? It's not too much.
I think it's really reasonable for a video game, honestly.
Well, okay. All right. Well, you're right, and I'm gonna have to play that. And
it's amazing. And then if you get it on the Switch, you can play with me, and we can both be geese.
I was about to ask you, but all right, I'll have to confess, I am a desktop computer PC gamer, and it's on Steam, so it will. It's not cross-platform.
Yeah, I don't think it is a cross-platform game.
But if I have other friends that get this, I will absolutely come and wreck things with you as a goose. That is my promise to you.
It is the only thing making me consider having a Twitch channel. Of like, all right, you want to watch me just yell at people and honk, and I don't have the patience of setting everything up so like, oh, you can see it, and because I'll be playing it on the Switch, I don't want to get the adapters and everything. So I would just put one camera. I would put one camera on me, the other camera on the TV, and then and then I'll be like, all right, cool, hi, and then you're just listening to Shakespeare yell at people like. Because even though you are being the jerk as the goose, I personally stopped taking umbrage at the villagers of like, why are you stealing my stuff that I have rightfully stolen from you?
Because that's why it's fun. It's
like, I am helpful. Right? It's like, I am helpful. I am helping you put things away, and you don't want this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to wreck your day. And what more English thing is there? It's like, what more English thing is there? The English, during the imperial period, we went around the world and you're like, you know what? We're going to make this better. And people said, we like it the way it is. And like, no, we're going to help and we're going to make this better. And then they say no. And so like, you know what? We're going to burn it all to the ground. And that is the short history, boys and girls, of the American Revolution. All right.
As expressed through geese.
As expressed through geese.
Okay. All right. Your turn. Question.
All right. My question for you. How long have you been a professional musician, Ramblin' Rosie?
All right. And by professional musician, you mean how long have I been getting paid for it?
Yes, a musician for money.
All right. Well, let's see. Oh, well, this actually goes to the very first time that I thought of actually performing professionally. I've been playing in bars, but it was mostly open mic night. And, if they give you a beer, it doesn't really count. If they give you a bunch of beers all night, I think that kind of counts as payment. But, right. So when I was at the Renaissance Festival for the first time with a bunch of friends, I had just practiced up a song for my historical recreation group, the SCA. And I had just performed it with them and it had gone over really well. And it was the first time I had really performed for a large group of people like that. And I was very happy. So we, the following weekend, we all got together. We went to my first time at a Renaissance Festival, the Georgia Renaissance Festival. We went into the bar, and the pub guy, one of his things was asking people if they wanted to sing, and he would like give them the stage for a little bit. And so after a couple of repetitions of asking if anybody wanted to do something, my friends were like, they poked me and I sang my song and they really liked it. And I was like, okay, well, that's really nice. And then the pub master guy came over to our table and he dropped character and he said, well, we do hire people around February. Keep your eye on you should come and do this. And we were like, oh, well, that was very flattering. And then the lady who played his wife came over and dropped a character. And she said, no, really, keep an eye out for the paper around February and come and see us. I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll do that. Well, that's a thought, even if I do or don't, that's nice. And then a group of students at one of the other tables came over with like a handful of dollars and change that they had cobbled together amongst themselves. And they put it on the table in front of me and said, we just wanted you to have this.
Aww.
Now, it was a very nice thing, but something happens. And this happened to a bunch of other people that I know who do this sort of thing. And it's like, there's a little thing that happens in your head where something changes and you go, oh, this is a lot of fun, but sometimes people will give me money for this. And that was the very first money I think I ever made performing, like in a situation. I was like, and that was my moment. That was the moment when I went, oh, I could do this for a living.
Isn't that great?
And I was ruined.
That is, that's the first moment that you realize that it can happen and it is possible. And more than that, not just possible, but viable.
Yeah.
Explosions in your brain.
And I bet a bunch of people, this is not something that happens with every kind of, job. You don't suddenly come to it and go, oh, if I go and heal people, sometimes people will pay me for it. You don't have to with doctors or engineers or lawyers. That's pretty much that's part of the thing, but in the arts, and I would love to make this a viral thing, a viral story. I would love to hear everybody else's moment. I think it's always a good story. Like when did that little
yeah
do this? When was your I could do this moment? That was
I've had a few. The first time I realized I could
have more than one in this business.
Yeah, I mean, because the first time I realized that maybe I should consider being a professional actor for real, I was doing in high school, and it wasn't a high school play. I was just high school aged. We were doing Oklahoma as a summer production with a local community theater group, and one of the other guys in the show, his mother comes up to me, and he went to a performing arts school and all that, and I just went to public school. And she said, hey, I know you're going into your senior year of high school. What are you thinking of majoring in? And I'm like, I have no idea. and she said, well, I really think you should consider the theater. And I said, really? She goes, yes, I think you could, you potentially have what it takes to make it in this. She goes, it's not just because you're pretty good. And I was like, thank you. She goes, like, there are other people here who are better actors than you, who are better singers, better dancers. I'm like, okay, where's this going?
Thank you.
But you,
weirdest pep talk ever.
But she said, you take every note they give you and apply it and say, okay, oh, I need to improve that. All right, let's do that. I need to improve that. Let's do that. And she goes, you just keep working at it. And we can see your performance improve, literally rehearsal to rehearsal, of just, oh, you're 10 times better than yesterday and the day before that. And so by the time the show happened, it was all right, good. That was a show I learned comedic timing really well, like learned not just, and comedic timing honestly is a thing I feel like you have or you don't, but I was able to start honing it, and I learned how to listen for the beat, to take the beat. And it's a very musical thing, it's a very math thing, but I was able to start applying it. So that was the first time. Second time was a little over a year later, right when I was graduating high school. I got my very first job because I wasn't allowed to have a real job whilst in high school. My parents did not allow it, and they wanted me to focus on school. And I get my first job, and it was an acting job that was paying well above the minimum wage. And I was getting 60 hours a week. And it was, since it was in a tourist town, in seasonal, overtime hours did not apply and everything. But I was making really good money as a kid, as an actor. And it's just like, this is viable. This is totally doable. And then a few years again after that, because I didn't have the motivation to go to auditions very often. It was just like I would get very comfortable where I was.
Yeah.
And then, I'll be the best I can possibly be here, but I don't want to go out because the outside world is scary. And it was a good 12, 13 years from when I started working professionally to when I got to a comfort point of just saying, you know what, all of it is fungible, all of it, there is no security. I mean, and certainly no security in the arts, but there's no security working a day job either. It's illusory. And the more comfortable I am with that fact that everything is a gig, even if it's just I'm working at a desk, that's a gig. That the more comfortable I am with the insecurity of theatre, so that I have been a professional actor, sometimes 100% full-time, sometimes it's a very full-time, part-time job, for 21 years now. And it's an amazing and insane thing to be able to say.
It is. It's wonderful. And the gig thing, you know, how everything is a gig now, is something that has not always been true in America. You know, we did have that time, you know, in the up until the 70s, I think, is when it started to change. When, you know, you had a job and you had a job for 30 years, and then you retired and they gave you a gold watch, and then blah blah blah, blah because you know, America had come from, you know, Europe, and largely Americans had come from Europe from these very politically just completely unstable regions. And so everybody who came to America was just like, we would like to just be able to have a job and, you know, live our lives and have children and, you know, and live them without, you know, people coming and taking our things and blowing us up, please. That would be our American dream, please.
Yes.
And we had that. And then, you know, the children started taking it to the next level. And, you know, there was climbing of corporate ladders, and there's the old fashioned promotions. And then things sort of changed, and we've gone as, I think, as it became more of an employer's market rather than an employee's market, you know, where your employers are scrambling for the right employees. And now it's sort of the other way around. Employees are scrambling for good jobs. And so the employers have everything. And then as that happens, and the advantages with the employers, oh, wow, I'm getting into socioeconomic theory, so I should probably stop soon. But just very quickly, as the employers get to be the ones who are making all of the choices and having all the advantage, of course, then that's when pay goes down. And, you know, like they're kind of like, we'd like you to come in, but just for 7 3/4 hours, please.
Yes.
You know.
And
you know, like when I started seeing that was when I was like, okay, I have to be out of here. I cannot be doing this 7 3/4 hours thing, you know, and then pretend that that's not like being completely shafted.
Exactly.
Like, if I'm going to be shafted, I might as well be doing something I enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. And so bringing it back into the arts, it is one of the few industries where the artists, even when they have less power than, let's say, the producers, the owners, etc., that imbalance doesn't last for very long. It is very much a seesaw in the arts, I find, between ownership or management of a venue, than the artist having power. It goes back and forth. But when it's working great, it's in this very nice balance of, all right, the management has the money, but the artists have all of the product and all of the talent that you want. And the imbalances don't last for very long, I find. And even though it has actually been said to me, you'll never work in this town again. That's not true. There are
very few people who can really make that happen.
I know. and every time, other than the 1950s with blacklisting, every time it has been said, it's not true unless you personally are a terrible person to work with. And it's just like, no, you're going to find the work. It might not be here, but it will be. So it might not be in this town, but you're gonna be okay. You just have to be willing to go work and create your own opportunity. So the whole illusion of job creators being the most important people, I find, is, as a small business owner, I find to be a complete and utter bit of bollocks and hogwash, because it's just not true. The the opportunities are being made by people who go out and make the stuff actually happen. And yes, the job creators are oftentimes being able to provide an opportunity of like, oh, I am now in a position where I have money to offer people to make a thing, to do a thing, to do what they want, or at the very least do something that they don't hate. And then in that case, yes, absolutely, I applaud you for creating a job, but that job cannot be created unless there is someone there to actually do the creating. Otherwise, you're just filling up space, and it's not worth anyone's time. So
that's right.
All right.
Hail, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the pre-dawn leftist.
Oh goodness. Goodness. Yes, as it's so funny. So I am on the eve of 40, quite literally. I turn 40 tomorrow. Not Shakespeare, but the guy behind.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah,
you're gonna love 40.
Oh, I know.
Are gonna love
I adored turning 30 freaked me out because it was the whole thing of like, oh, you're not young, you're not a kid anymore, and it's just like, but then my 30s I absolutely loved, and they were way better than my 20s were, and I was overall in better physical health than I was in my 20s. Now at 39, I'm in some of the best 39 to 364 days, or 365 because of 365 days because it's a leap year. I am in the best physical shape I have been since high school, and I was in pretty good shape in high school. And now turning 40, it's like, yeah, the world is my oyster. But at this age, it's like you're supposed to become more conservative, and I feel that that's only in as much that I am personally a prude. But in all other ways, it's just like I am very much becoming, I suppose, like our friend Marquis de Lafayette, more and more of a progressive, of a liberal than I ever was. And
leaning left.
Yeah. Oh! On my screen, it's right. You're leaning right. Oh! But the fun thing is, if I look at it, it's like, oh no, she's going
my left.
You're going house right.
My left.
Yeah, you're going house right, but stage left. So you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
I will go with you.
It means what I say it means, damn it.
Yes. You know what? It's left for somebody.
That's right.
But then there's the Bernie Sanders version of if we get him to voice your GPS, and it's like it's like, at the red light, I want you to turn left, and then turn left again, and then turn left again, and that way you can go across the street because we are not turning right.
We have been doing too much right turning.
Seriously,
sorry, you do it way better than I do.
I actively practice Bernie Sanders saying inane things, and it's one of my favorite joys in life. Ever since he came onto the national stage 5 years ago, I think he's just a wonderful person to just give random things to say to. Like, just have him read the instructions on a VCR. Not that you would be plugging in a VCR, but all right, is the red button blinking? Did you unplug it and plug it in again? We are going to go through a power cycle. And just like, this would be great. I love it.
I just want to have him explain things to me, just step by step.
Oh my gosh! So a thing I'm offering to my patrons on Patreon is, by the way, go become a patron at patreon.com/Shakespeare.
Go.
Yes, but it's fantastic. Things I'm now I'm offering is I read the book Go the F to Sleep. One of them I do it just entirely as me, but one I'm coming up with is doing it as Bernie Sanders. It's just like, because it's one of the random voices I do. It's just like,
usually I'm all really good at imagining famous people saying terrible things, but I can't imagine Bernie Sanders saying the F-bomb.
He loves the F-bomb. He loves it. He does not say it aloud in public.
Bless him.
He loves it. It's like he is like Sam Jackson that way. It is apparently mellifluous and music for him. We had a former aide of his on the show.
Really?
Yes, social activist, organizer. He works for MoveOn.org. Reginald Hubbard. It was on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, Bern loves the F-bomb." You will never hear him say it. unless you're in a locked room with him, and then he will be just like, oh yes, here it is all day long. but then outside, it's like outside he's your crazy uncle who also.
But inside he's got a wallet that says "bad MFer."
Yeah, but yes, exactly. But then like outside, like he's like, I didn't get my second scoop. Where's my second scoop of ice cream? I feel like I paid for 2 scoops. Where is my second scoop? Why do I want a second one? I ordered the kid size. That's way too much ice cream. I mean, like Reggie can.
I will go up. Never mind. I'll take this out and I will give it to people. I will give it to the people. I will take what I need and I will give the rest away.
I will give my second scoop of ice cream away. Reggie, do you want to eat my second scoop of ice cream? No, you know what? It's COVID. We're not going to do that right now. We're not going to do that. You know what? I'll just put it in the freezer. Save the rest for later.
Where is your Bernie Sanders YouTube channel?
I'm just gonna. It's just like in the new year. I think that's just gonna be a thing I do. Like here's your weekly video of Shakespeare being Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
just 1 minute
random stuff.
Just 1 minute randomly once a week. That's what I'm gonna do.
And have people send in things to you that they would like to hear Bernie Sanders say.
Exactly.
Pick them out. Go through a card. Just one at a time. I've seen this being done.
Oh goodness! So real quick, Rambling Sailors, your group, and I'm assuming it is Greg tweeting, doing this. But he says go to patreon.com/Shakespeare. But also in that case, I must return the favor and say, you know what? You should go under mine. Go to patreon.com/Rambling Sailors Music. So there we go. But
thank you.
We're going to have to pause for a minute to pay some bills. So Susan, stick about, everyone. Because today's show is brought to you by some amazing and wonderful people that make this show happen. Not just the patrons, all of you, and there's 50 some of you now, and that is amazing, and thank you. But also wonderful sponsors of the show, such as Hill Storage and Rigging Company. Hill Storage and Rigging Company, located in Middletown, Pennsylvania. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing your equipment is in skilled and experienced hands, with services from the machine movers and erectors in Middletown, PA. Established in 1967, Hill Storage and Rigging Company is a family-owned and operated full-service millwright, serving industries in the Mid-Atlantic states and beyond. They are a woman-owned small business with hours of operation Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, weekends by appointment only. Call them at 717-944-7676 and visit them at hillrigging.com. Hill Storage and Rigging Company, no job too large or too small. And Ren Pops! OMG, Ren Pops! Oh, get paper pop versions of some of your favorite Renaissance Festival performers, including your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. That's me. Yes, go to renpops.com. Oh, let me just make the size a little bit different here. There we are. That's me. Yay. Yes, go to renpops.com to get your favorite Renaissance Festival performers, including Brune, Lynx, Kim the Sword Swallower, Aaron Bonk, the Acrobatrics Music, The Gathering, Palo Garbanzo, the Washing Well Wenches, and me, and more are being added all the time. Prices start at $10. You can download it and print it off onto a good cardstock yourself, or send away for the entire kit for about $14 per figure. And they only take about an hour to make. So, OMG, Ren Pops! So great, so wonderful, and I'm glad to be a part of them. Henderson's Hearth, classic Celtic cooking for today's modern on-the-go schedule. Yes, they have the first shop at the Louisiana Renaissance Festival that opened in 2013. And since then, Amy has traveled the region sharing her passion for classic Celtic recipes with others to embrace their heritage or want to recapture an experience from a vacation. Now, she strives to provide healthy, easy, and delicious products steeped in Scottish heritage. Her ingredients are grown by her or sometimes acquired locally in the Louisiana region to ensure quality. Each product is made in small batches so they can ensure your mix will exceed your expectations. Shop at hendersonshearth.com and follow them on Instagram at hendersonshearth and visit them at the Louisiana Renaissance Festival weekends through December 13th. So one more weekend, people, one more weekend to visit Henderson's Hearth at the Louisiana Renaissance Festival. And because of COVID, you do have to get your reservations online. They're limiting the numbers to around 500 people per day. So if you want to visit them in person, go to larenfest.com or renfest.net and do the thing. Visit Henderson's Hearth. Thank you, Henderson's Hearth, for being a sponsor of Shakespeare's Coffee Break for 2 months in a row. Thank you so very much. Visit hendersonshearth.com tell them Shakespeare sent you. And The Daily Brew, a 365-day guided journal. Now, The Daily Brew is absolutely wonderful. Full disclosure, one of the authors is Off-Screen Wife's employer. So have you ever started a personal journal only to give up because you didn't know what to write about? Or have you ever wanted to keep a journal but didn't know how to start? I completely sympathize with both of those things. Well, the Daily Brew Journal might be just the thing for you. The authors, who are all clinical mental health counselors, have painstakingly created a 365-day template for writing about your thoughts and feelings, as well as a nice mix of active hands-on exercises to keep it interesting and to help you avoid journal fatigue. Studies have shown that regular journaling leads to increased emotional intelligence, creativity, and confidence. It helps to lead towards gains in short and long-term memory and helps with impulse control and problem solving. Now, you can buy it online at Barnes & Noble, Target, Amazon, and also just know every purchase helps a college student in need. The authors give away more copies of the journal to any college student receiving counseling from them, the various institutions where they work, whenever you are able to buy a copy for yourself or give away as a friend. So go do it. Find a comfy chair, grab your favorite hot beverage, a good pen, and start journaling. The newest sponsor, 3d2u.org, 3d2u.org just wants to create wonderful works with you. They are all in, rather, we are all in this together is their tagline, because they make custom products for people that are gifts. And they want to work with you to make the perfect gift to bring the ultimate amount of happiness. Check them out at 3d2u.org. And the Renaissance Stream Guide, the TV guide of Renaissance festivals. And what I want you to do, and I'm going to go big right here, what I want all of you to do right now, right here, is to go to facebook.com/Renaissance Stream Guide and give them a follow, give them a like, so you get in your daily feed everything that is happening from your favorite performers on the live streams, because this is largely where we're living, people. On Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok sometimes, on random other things that I have not heard of. We are there. We're on Twitch doing video games and playing live D&D. We're everywhere doing everything, and we want you to join us. And the Renaissance Stream Guide is the way to find it. There's over 50 streams a week that you need to be aware of. You're going to find out where your favorites are and discover new favorites too. So, Renaissance Stream Guide, check them out. Facebook.com/Renaissance Stream Guide. And Dandy Folk, the good people at Dandy Folk are third month, many month sponsor of Shakespeare's Coffee Break. Dandy Folk, bits and bobbles for the sharp and snazzy. Go peruse their ever-expanding collection of accessories like reversible venture hoods, masks, scarves. They've got you covered. See what I did there? Yeah. All right. Anyway, the new 3D mask pattern helps to keep the fabric a little bit further away from your mouth and nose for more comfort. And there's also a silicone portion that you can put in between to help protect your lipstick or project your voice a little bit better. Again, just keep it a little further away. I like to use it while I'm running. It's really nice that way. And right now, you can use my special code, DeathByFluffyKittens, to save $5 off of your order of $50 or more. So go to dandyfolk.etsy.com, use my special code, DeathByFluffyKittens, save $5 off of your order. Get it in now so you can have it for Christmas, or your friends can have it for Christmas. You're not going to have it before Hanukkah unless you live in New York City, because then they could just messenger it over to you. But go do the thing. I'm going to cough. 1 second. That was professional of me. I hit the cough button. And there's the schedule for the rest of this week. Here's what I want you to go do. Join me for everything. So last night we had the haiku wrap up on Nat 21 Adventures. Tonight at 9:30, I'm going to be doing an interview on the New York Shakespeare Festival podcast. So that's going to be at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Instagram.com/New York Shakespeare. Go check that out. Tomorrow is the birthday show. Yes, Fraulein Elsa's Hallmark Christmas movie corner. And me for my birthday. I have a present. Apparently, I get to unwrap on screen, and I'm also going to be wearing birthday presents that people have given me. It's great. It's wonderful. Wednesday, we're back with Shakespeare's Coffee Break. Thursday, Writing Sonnets with Shakespeare, 10:35 a.m. It's the new show. It replaces this, and we move it all to the morning, where we're writing sonnets together, and it's so much fun. And then Friday, we have the Shakespeare Reviews watch party at 3:05 p.m. and, of course, Shakespeare's Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour at 5:35. And it's a good time. Well, we're going to have to get Susan to come on and be our musical entertainment for that. Real quick, by the way, if you would like to become a sponsor of Shakespeare's Coffee Break or the Shakespeare Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour, please drop me an email, shakespeare@shakespeareapproves.com. And also go like all the things while you're there. Go like the show on Facebook, Shakespeare's Coffee Break. Shakespeare Approves is the main page for me on Facebook, as well as on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. I have a TikTok that I haven't really done anything with yet. Ergo, there is no link. But also, please go follow my friends, the Zenith Players, facebook.com/Zenith Players. We share a lot of resources together, and we have a new show coming up in a week and a half. So, yes, that's going to be wonderful. We're going to be doing Christmas Carol together. And also go to zenithplayers.com, click on the very attractive donation button, because it is the season to support each other. Let us come back into a wonderful interview with the amazing, the talented, the raconteur, Susan Chikosh.
Raconteur, that would be yourself, dear.
Oh, well, I can talk, but you tell stories. Oh my God.
I do tell stories. I do tell the stories.
Absolutely love it.
So I took the advantage. You asked earlier if I wanted to, play something,
Ooh.
And I said, "Oh, what? Play something? Right, of course, because I play music. I write.
Yes, you do.
That's right. Give me a second. It's been so long." And I was just like, "Yeah. Oh my God, yes. Let me just go dig that out of wherever it was. Go.
That's part of who I am. I am someone who plays music.
Oh my God. So I don't want to give up the opportunity to do that because I very seldom get a chance to do that these days. I've been doing other useful things, and they are super useful, but they're not quite the same. All right.
So, guys, gals, and non-binary gingerbread pals, I present to you, from the Rambling Sailors, Mr. Conway Twitty.
All right, let's try this. This is I actually want to do one of my fair songs. This is a song that I loved when I was a kid, and borrowing the Steel I Span albums from the library to take home, and I never could figure out how to play it. And then years and years later at Sherwood Forest Fair, E.J. Jones said, "Hey, have you ever sung Dark Eyed Sailor by Steel I Span?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." And he said, "I think you really do that one really well." And I was like, "Well, yeah, but I've never figured out how to play it." And then have you ever had one of those moments when you realize it's years later and now you know stuff, or like it's years later and now the internet exists and you can learn the things that you want to play. I had one of those moments, and then I went out and figured it out. So this is I hope I do it well, because it's been a while since I've done it. But it's the end of the year, and I'm thinking of all the things I haven't had a chance to play yet. As I roved out one evening fair, it being the summertime to take the air, I spied a sailor and a lady gay, and I stood to listen, and I stood to listen to hear what they would say. He said, "Fair lady, why do you run? For the day is spent and the night is on. Each leaves a sigh while the tears did roll. For my dark-eyed sailor, for my dark-eyed sailor, so young and stout and been born. 'Tis 7 long years since he left this land. The ring he took from off his lily white hand. One half of the ring is still here with me, but the others roll in, but the others roll in at the bottom of the sea. He said, you may drive him out of your mind. Some other young man you will surely find. Love turns aside and soon cold has grown. Like a winter's morning, like a winter's morning, the hills are white with snow. She said, I'll never forsake my dear, although we're parted this many a year. Love turns aside from a rake like you to induce a maiden, to induce a maiden to slight the jacket blue. One half of the ring did young William show. She ran distracted in grief and woe, crying, William, William, I'll be here with you. For my dark-eyed sailor, for my dark-eyed sailor has proved himself all true. And there is a house on yonder lea. This couple's married and does agree. So mates be loyal while that's away. For a cloudy morning, for a cloudy morning can prove a sunny day.
Oh, brava. If music be the food of love, play on.
Oh, you say that to all the musicians.
I do, actually.
Yeah, you do. But it's such a good line.
It is. And it's very true, because there is yet to be a musician I've had on this show or my Friday show who is not great and wonderful and needs to have a bigger audience. I mean, so whatever small number of people I'm able to send your way, I'm always happy to do. And the people here in the comments are absolutely loving you. Luann says that she has missed that voice so much.
Oh, Luann.
And Phyllis Elliott just saying beautiful. So people absolutely love you and adore you, and I'm so very pleased as punch to have gotten to know you just even a little bit in our time during quarantine.
Well, I am looking forward so much to meeting and seeing, for having with you and me and Greg and also Jeremy, who is often with us at the Scarborough Festival, and I am so very much looking forward to knocking about the fair with you and introducing you to that wonderful show.
I'm so looking forward. Do you play the entire run of the festival?
We should be, yes.
Oh, excellent! Because I believe I'm there.
I'm being so careful. I'm like, yeah. I'm not trying to say why. Yes, we will be there from this date to that date, because we don't know what's going to happen.
I have to say, by the by, Scarborough, I am adoring your entertainment director, Barbara. Barb Geary is amazing. I love her.
Isn't she great?
She is, first off, so friendly. She is one half of an amazing power couple that I adore. In terms of, I've been a fan of Jose from Don Juan and Miguel for decades now, and her being with him just makes me like her that much more. And then also just the sheer levels of professionalism, just nothing escaping her attention when it comes to performance, but also with safety when it comes to the upcoming fair season of, fingers crossed, let's hope, of it's wonderful. She's saying, you're a really interactive show. How are you going to make changes? And I said, please watch one of my virtual shows that I do on Zoom occasionally, where I'm testing out material of how things can work, of I'm not tagging you anymore, I'm not dragging you around on stage, I'm not putting a wig on you or anything. It's just I say the line, I point at you, you say the line, and it's been working. And so I'm so excited to actually get to test it out in the real world, and so very excited to see her and get to show what I can do now.
And we can't wait to see your show.
Oh, it's weird. It is weird. I try.
That's what we're looking for.
I tell people. People are like, how do I promote your show? I say, one-man audience interactive improvisational Shakespeare show. And they're like, okay. And I say, and I'm calling in. I try to give each individual set ridiculous names, such as Macbeth, Death by Fluffy Kittens, or Titus Andronicus, for kids, or the Hamlet Christmas special, where just this once everybody lives, or Richard, Too Fast, Too Furious, or Taming of the Dude, or things like that. And so people are just like, this is ridiculous. And 3/4 of them show up because it's like, well, that just sounds weird. And then the rest of them show up because I stop putting the audience into a trance when we begin. And I because I feel the best way of being a Renaissance Festival performer with no other marketable skills such as music or juggling or magic or anything like that is to become a second-tier cult leader. And that is and that is my goal, to be considered a second-tier cult leader who doesn't want you to drink any Kool-Aid or Flavor Aid or anything else like that.
Oh no, just tea.
Just tea or coffee, beverage of your choice. I'm not putting anything in it, and I just want you to give me money, as all cult leaders do. But then I want you to go back and live your life, and then come back and see me again tomorrow. Give me a little bit more money.
You've done it now. Go away.
Go away. Come back later. Give me a bit more money. And go back and live your life. So that's what I want to do. I want to be a second-tier cult leader.
And really, what do any of us want but that?
See, some people say, I want to be a rock god. Do you? Or do you want to have a virulent public?
Really. All right.
Just so you know, while you were performing, Greg was playing along on the concertina.
Oh, thank you, baby.
And
we're going to be doing it live soon. I can't wait. I'm here to tell people we are going to be together by the end of this week. And when that happens, then I feel like we're going to be able to start doing things like rehearsing together, coming up with ideas together, putting together shows that actually come from the same place, where we have actually things like coordinated harmonies. And, and then I think,
album called The Quarantine Sessions.
The Quarantine Sessions. Ooh. Well, I think there's going to be more.
Literally everybody. Everyone should have an album after this year called The Quarantine Sessions. Of the thing.
Actually, I was thinking of two things. Actually, this might be a good time. I've had a lot of time to fool around with my guitar, and I've mostly wasted that by doing other things. But for the longest time, I have one solo album out, and my husband has 2 solo albums out. This has always offended his personal sense of OCD-ness, personal sense of balance. And he's often said, you really should put out a second album. Not because, I really need a second album, but what?
Is he Mr. Monk?
Just, there might be some inspiration there somewhere. Stop it. No touching.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But just as a sense of, he has a Boy Scouts sense of fairness. And then some, and he's occasionally said, "Oh, you want to?" I was like, "You should do that." So, maybe that would be a good idea. That when I come up with, I think once I come up with cuts, we're going to cut them, and then we'll put them aside. And once we have enough of them, we will put them out as an album for me. And we are absolutely going to be working on our next album.
And he says that the next album is going to be called "Does This Plague Make Me Look Fat?"
as usual, being funnier and stealing the show.
He's got the time. He's got the time though to just sit there and like think of one-liners and then type them in.
Oh, he's doing that when we're on stage too. You know, I'm doing the la 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 social to people, and then he'll like say like one snarky thing, and everybody's like, bah!
That's why I love hosting shows. Not just here, but at Renaissance festivals. I love hosting pub sings or improv shows because everyone's being brilliant for 3 to 5 minutes, and then I come in with a line, and people are like, "Oh, Shakespeare is so funny!" And on the spot, I'm like, "I've been thinking of that line for 5 minutes."
Just wait. I had that. I'm actually bringing up things I thought of a week ago.
Yeah.
Just waiting for that moment.
And it's great because then people, and then I'll say, I made up that line a year ago, and I finally got to use it. And then people think that's funny, and it's just like I am literally just telling you my entire process, but being really sassy when I do it.
Yeah, I want to share one of my proudest moments of when I thought of a line, and then I waited and waited. And I waited for that perfect moment, and the perfect moment, to my surprise, actually showed up, because this is not a line that you wait for the straight line. It was one of those, but it was like, oh, it would be so funny if I had somebody say this, and then I would get to deliver this really funny line afterwards. But how often are you going to get somebody to say this line? And I was talking to a friend. We were like sitting around after the Ren Fair one day, only 3 months later, I counted, and he said, and we were talking about, I don't know, getting to see our doctors or, you know, our you know, things. And he said, oh, I just heard back from my proctologist. I'm so relieved. And I said, they found your head? Proudest comedy moment ever. And he did not appreciate it. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I really am. But come on. I mean, like, you see that, you got to do it. You got to do it.
You do. The line is there. You have to respect the bit. Oh my God, Susan, this has been a delight. Thank you. Come back anytime. Just be like, I don't have anything to promote. I just want to come on and talk. All right, cool.
All right. I hope very much, though, by the time we are together on the show again, I hope very much to have news of things that we want to that are cooking and promoted, and that we wish to promote and create a little buzz about. Oh,
absolutely. And we will talk. Don't go away, because I want to talk to you real quick once we stop the feed. But I'm going to wrap up the show here. So, friends, that is Shakespeare's coffee break. Please go follow Susan Chico's Ramblin' Rosie of the Ramblin' Sailors, soon to be called Chico Shock. Follow them on all the places, and go throw money into her tip jars. Toss a coin to your bod. Do it. And friends, if you have enjoyed this show half as much as I've enjoyed making, I obviously enjoy it twice as much as you do, and that is called math. And whatever you feel the show is worth, a 1, a 5, a 10, for a 50, I will come and tell bad jokes that I've been thinking of for at least a year in your driveway with a mask on, and you're wearing a mask too. Do it. Throw it into my hat. And by hat, I mean coffee.com. Go to ko-fi.com/Shakespeare and buy me a cup of coffee. And while you're there, if you throw in $20, I can write you a sonnet of your choice. Speaking of sonnets, join me Thursday morning at 10:35 a.m. Eastern Time while we write a new sonnet together. Writing Sonnets with Shakespeare, my new show that I really loved doing this past week, and I think is going to be a wonderful thing. Speaking of wonderful things coming up, also, for extra content, you can go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Shakespeare, and become a Patreon of the Arts. Levels of tiers start at $3 and go all the way up to $30, and all the tiers right now get the exact same rewards because money is tight for so many of us, and I want everyone to enjoy the weirdness. That being said, also, lots of things to do. For instance, tomorrow I am turning 40. Shakespeare is turning 40 tomorrow, and I want you to be part of the show. We're doing Fraulein Elsa's Hallmark Christmas movie corner, and it's going to be weird. I'm inviting friends to just come in, yell at me, run away. It's going to be a silly good time. And we're talking about Christmas movies. What can be better? Speaking of Christmas, next Wednesday is the Hamlet Christmas special, where just this once, everyone lives. My show adapted from my Renaissance Festival show of the same name that I perform with the social distancing players, actors who are unemployed through the Renaissance Festival and Theatre Worlds. So we're going to be having some wonderful performers, and the Indiegogo campaign will be going live in 1 hour, and you can support the show. For $50, you can potentially get a part in the show. $30, you get a signed copy of the script, and $100, you get all the goodies. And just for about $10, you can join us for an aftercast party after the show. So I do hope that you are able to contribute and help keep live theatre alive. And then 2 days after that, on on Friday the 18th, we'll be doing a Christmas Carol, a live reading, which is going to be benefiting some local charities. And that is going to be in conjunction with the Zenith Players. And then on Saturday, a murder at Cloudhaven, a murder mystery I'm doing with the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. Go to my Facebook page for all of the information on all of that. More shows coming up. Shakespeare's New Year's Shaken Eve. Spend New Year's Eve with me, your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare, and off-screen wife, and Fluffy Kitten Milo, and a lot of our friends. Chase Treasure, Lady Prudence, the court composer, Andrew McKee, the Irish bard, the Langers Ball, Drunken Disorderly, Shelly Buttons, and Paolo Garbanzo as himself. We're going to be bringing you entertainment for, 3.5 hours? From 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time to 1 in the morning. On New Year's Day. We're going to be going hard. It's going to be wonderful, and I do hope that you join us for that. Tickets are $30, but using my code Shakespeare, you can save $5 off of your ticket. Go to my website, shakespeareapproves.com, to get tickets, or go to the ticket link that is in the show notes. Nat 21 Adventures is our Dungeons & Dragons show, played every Tuesday with performance from the Renaissance Fair. We're in the middle of our Louisiana Renaissance Festival show. We're going into the final couple of episodes. So join us. Final 3 episodes start tonight. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. at facebook.com/Nat21Adventures and twitch.tv/Nat21Adventures. It's no longer /Paolo Garbanzo. Because when a natural 20 just won't do, you need a Nat 21. Shakespeare's Coffee Break. We're here 3 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 3:05 p.m. Tomorrow, it's Fraulein Elsa's Hallmark Christmas Movie Corner. And then on Friday, Shakespeare Reviews, the movie review show I do with Andrew McKee, the Irish bard of Life's Affair. Show goes live at 9:30 in the morning over on the Life's Affair Facebook and YouTube pages. And then at 3:05 in the afternoon, Andrew and I do a watch party over here. So join us. This week, we're talking about the wonderful movie with Amanda Bynes, She's the Man. Speaking of 12th Night. And 5:35 p.m. on Friday, Shakespeare's Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour. Only 3 of them this month because of the holiday. So join me for all of the goodness. This is number 2. And Susan Chicosh, I hope you had a good time here today.
I had a wonderful time as always. Thank you very much for having me on. And thank you everybody for watching.
Yes, go follow her. Go like her if you're not already doing it. Buy her music. Send her money. She likes money. It can be exchanged for goods and services.
And keep an eye out the next couple of weeks. We're going to be advertising things. We'll be talking about new things.
Do it! Do the things! All right, I love you. You love me. There's mutual glorious affection. Wear your mask properly over your nose, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.